Hey, we're back. Pull the Pin podcast. Tommy, it's
Hey,
been
what's
a
going
couple.
on?
Had a good vacation. Did you
hmm
miss me?
Oh, always, always.
Today we're going to talk a little bit about the U.S. Open, the Travelers Championship, obviously the upcoming Rocket Mortgage, and maybe a little shout out to the Corda sisters as well. We're looking at the Rocket Mortgage Classic 2021. This year's defending champion Bryson DeChambeau won last year with a minus 23. Detroit Golf Club par 72, 7,300 yards. We'll be right back to get after it.
Check it out.
Damn, early comment. Dives, what's up, man? Long time no see. We got to get together. You live too close to not see it as much as, not see it all. So, we got John Rahm coming through in the clutch. Two huge putts at the end of the U.S. Open. I mean, I haven't seen a major finish that way maybe ever. Not in my time anyway. Tommy, your thoughts on John Rahm in the U.S. Open?
Man, it's good to see karma work out sometimes.
Yeah, man,
especially
absolutely.
obviously getting jobbed before, and then just for him to play the best round by far on Sunday was huge. I mean, no one else shot anywhere near what he shot, and then he was able to move up the board and make it happen. Apparently, he made a putter switch that week, so apparently, that must be great.
Yep. Tyler congratulating me on my retirement from coaching. I'm looking forward to putting some more time into this kind of hobby.
Sure.
After the U.S. Open, I mean, obviously the major takes all the pub, but then last week we had Harris English in a marathon playoff at the Travelers, beat Hickok, who I was rooting for. I was rooting for Hickok. I don't dislike Harris English or anything like that, but I saw a picture of Hickok caddying for Jordan Spieth like 10 years ago. Like, just to see a guy who continued to move on up, that's huge. Your thoughts on the Travelers? I was actually pulling for a couple of guys in that last round that didn't end up being in the final, who didn't end up doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have any money on it last week, but again, a great finish. Both guys, I believe, birdied 18 just to make it to the playoff.
Yep.
And no, Dialer, I'm not in a closet. This is my makeshift office here in the shop. So, but yeah, I mean, both guys had a birdie 18 again. I didn't catch any of the playoff, but my dad was texting me. He's like, they're on hole 8, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was nuts, man. I mean, it just never ended. I actually had to go put one of my kids to bed before it was over. So two really great tournaments that just took place. Looking forward to this Rocket Mortgage. I'm not a huge fan of the field. We talked about it a little bit before coming on. I see it as a B minus. There's 13 previous major winners in it, but a lot of them are not guys who are in the top 50 or in the top 20, top 10. Matsuyama's there, Phil's there. There are guys like that are there, but you're missing your DJs, your Justin Thomases, people like that. Well, Tom's hat getting some love here.
Heck yeah, better believe it. PTP, baby.
PTP for life.
Mm-hmm.
So, we go into this. Obviously, DeChambeau is the clear favorite after throwing a 23 under on the track last year. It was one of the first tournaments back after COVID. So, I mean, I don't know how much you can read into it. This is only the third year for this tournament. It's, the first year Nate Lashley won it. I mean, out of nowhere. Last year he didn't make the cut. So there's some things that you got to kind of take into account here when you're looking at these numbers.
Yep. Is Matt Wolf in the tournament?
Matt Wolf is in the tournament. He was second last year, I believe, if I have my
And I
numbers.
believe he won the year before.
No, Lashley won it the year before. Matt Wolf won it or was in second place.
Gotcha.
I have it right here. Hold on.
Gotcha. Because I was gonna say he's somebody not listed in like the power rankings and stuff, but he's
Right.
someone that's torn up that course in the past.
Yes. Where'd he go? Computer issues. Never a good thing. There. Doc Redman was second 2 years ago. Matt Wolf was second last year. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So obviously I've got DeChambeau down on my list. Good chance to repeat. Length plays in the Motor City, and if Length plays, you got to bet him. You roll right into whenever we talk about Length. I've got Cameron Champ written down.
Yeah.
Same thing. If Length is going to be something that plays for you on a course, definitely definitely a Cameron Champ type of tournament. Any guys you want to jump out the gate at? I got one. Doc Redman, is getting a whole lot of love because he played pretty well here a couple years ago as well. I think he's played well here 2 years in a row.
He's somebody that's played well recently. He
right.
He's been trending up. He even had some decent. He didn't finish well in the majors, but he's had some half decent rounds.
Right. Well, he's making cuts. He's making cuts in majors. There's a couple of names that I'm going to throw out that are really, really no name, but popular this week on a lot of betting sites, a lot of research. They fall into some stats. And the first one I'm going to throw out is Sepp Straka, who everybody is all over this week. If you go,
guy, I think.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a Strixon guy. Yeah, solid player. I mean, he's the guy that he's actually, I wouldn't say he's a no-name player. I think he has.
No, it's not a no-name, but he certainly isn't a guy we talk about on the show a whole lot.
No.
In 2 years at this tournament, he's finished 8th and he's finished 11th. His average finish is 9.5 if you're looking at fantasy stats. So he's getting a lot of love this week, and I'm going to bet him. He's a guy that I'm going to throw some money on. You writing that down?
Yeah.
Another guy I love this week. I was really pulling for him last week, and I'm sure you were just waiting for this to come. Kevin Kisner. It's not an overly long course, so I like him to be able to score. He fired 263s last week in the Travelers, and a course that plays short puts Kis right up there on my list. Solo third last year at the Rocket. So, I like him going into this course again this year. What's that?
Rocket. It's like that at the Rocket.
At the Rocket. I also like Cameron Tringali a lot this year or this week.
He's a guy.
If he can tie 4 rounds together, he'll be fine. He's been so hot out the gate.
Yep.
He plays really well in the first 2 rounds, and then usually tampers off in the weekend. But one of these weeks, he's going to put together 4 rounds.
Well, you got to think too. This is not an overly difficult course. So if he gets out to you're going to need somebody to get out to a hot start, because if you come out shooting 1 under, if you go, what's the par here? 72.
Yep.
So if you shoot 70, 71, you're probably barely making the cut, and you're
right. Exactly.
You need somebody who can get out the gate and just do it. Yeah.
Next guy that I have on my list, we already talked about, Matthew Wolff. He looked a little bit back in form at the U.S. Open and then misses the cut last week at the Travelers. You just don't know which Matt Wolff's going to show up, but I'm certainly going to put some money on him. His odds aren't great because of how poorly he's been playing, so he's worth the money.
Hey, again, he put up 9 birdies in a round at the U.S. Open, only shot 1 under.
Right.
That's the kind of firepower you need on a week like that. These are, hard weeks to bet because it's just like it's a shootout. It's who can, pars are bogeys essentially,
Yep.
So, and bogeys are doubles. So you need to be able to get out the gate and do it. And if anyone has the ability to just tear up a golf course, it's Matt Wolff, and he's done it here before.
That's fair. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Troy Merritt, one of your guys, a pick that you had earlier this year, 5 consecutive cuts and finished tied for 8th last year. Flyer pick, sure, I think so, but I'm going to throw some money at him.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And then I've got Joaquin Neiman. The year of Neiman has been the year of a hot start and a very Luke piss.
Yeah, but it's there's a lot of year left, and it could still be.
I got to get on this Mario Golf, but it means I have to buy a Switch, and I just don't have the money to go out and buy a gaming system right now. Too much golf to play to spend money on a gaming system. Oh, man. Patrick Reed, he's in the tournament this week. Tied for 5th in 2019. Got cut in 2020. Always a solid play in our model, though. He's always a solid play for a top 10, top 5, and a win guy. I mean, I don't think you can not bet him if you're betting our model.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but again, I think he thrives in more difficult playing conditions. Like, he's not the guy that isn't going to go out and shoot 61, this week, more than likely. So you're never wrong playing him because of that putter, right. But he rarely just popped off. So
right. Kokrak's next on my list, 2nd in strokes gained putting this week, and in the top 25 off the tee, which is a good combination. And when that's when you get strokes off the tee and you're getting strokes on the putting green on a course that's short, I mean, you got to bet Kokrak this week, even though he missed the Open, the cut at the Open like a jerk.
But he's had a great year as a whole, though. So
he has. I've got 5 names right here. I don't need any explanation for any of them, especially after those stats that translate. But Luke List, Gary Woodland, Chris Kirk, Will Zalatoris, and Emilio Grillo.
Luke List, huh? Okay.
Luke List, yep.
Okay, I'm interested.
So those are kind of my names that I took the time to look through and that I liked. I feel like I missed the
Luke
page.
List always seems like a good play.
Luke List
plays the tournament.
He almost made me so much money one week, and I just haven't been able to not bet him since.
Jameson Taylor says, hi, guys.
What's up, Jameson? How's it going, man? Mm-hmm. Who you got this week, Jameson? Dibler, who you got this week? Mm-hmm. I'm still waiting for Tommy to give me some of his picks.
I like the Streb pick. I think our Straka pick. I think that could play well, But
I mean, I at least like him for a top 10 pick. I'm gonna throw money on him to win because the odds are insane.
I gave you my pick already. I got Matt Wolff this week. I think he goes.
That's right.
I think he goes off like he does at the U.S. Open, but when easier conditions, so he doesn't get penalized when he makes mistakes is bad.
All right, I like it. Mm-hmm. So the part of the show that I like the most, stats that translate. So I have a couple of different stats that translate this week. I have stats that translate from the previous 2 tournaments at the Rocket. So the last 2 Rocket mortgages, these are stats straight off that list. Okay. So birdies per round, DeChambeau is leading the category. Woodland is 2nd. Nate Lashley is 3rd. Your boy Matthew Wolff, and then my boy Doc Redman.
Okay.
Fairways per round, we've got Ches Reavie, James Hahn, Norlander, Glilich. I can't ever say the guy's name. It's terrible. Lucas Glover, and then driving distance, DeChambeau, Champ, Woodland, List. Putts per round, Chris Kirk, Brian Stewart, Nate Lashley, Matt Wolff, again, and Rory Sabatini. Those are the stats that translate as far as the last 2 Rocket mortgages go. It's 4th of July, so I'm going to go with Tommy Yingling and Jack Daniels to top. I like it. I like it. Then I have season-long stats that translate for players that are in this field. So basically, our season-long stats. Strokes gained off the tee. Bryson is number one. Bubba Watson is sixth. Cameron Champ is seventh. Luke List is 11th. Joaquin Niemann is 12th. Strokes gained putting. Jason Kokrak is second. Chesson Hadley is third. Brendan Todd is fourth. Patrick Reed is eighth. Bryce Garnett is 10th. And greens in regulation, we have Emilio Grillo, who is second. Matt Naismith is third. Percy fourth. Knox seventh. And Doug Gim tracks in at 11th. So
Grillo and a lot of lists there.
I like Grillo and List a lot this week. They're definitely guys that you're going to get some value for if you put money on them. They're not going to be at the top of that. They're going to be 1,000 or more. Most of them, I think both of them are almost plus 3,000 or plus 4,000. So, you're going to be able to make some money off of them. I also like Brendan Todd. He's a sneaky play here. Chris Kirk is a sneaky play here. Maybe you play Nate Lashley just because he knows what it's like to win there. But I don't think he's got the firepower to throw up a kind of number that you're going to need to win this.
But might be a guy like a top 10 that actually pays out half decent.
Yeah, absolutely. Bubba Watson certainly has an opportunity to come out and do something here with the length. He hasn't played here in the past, but with the length that he has,
decent week at the Travelers. So
right, exactly. If he comes out and stays hot, he's another guy I like. I also have some secondary stats that are interesting. Birdies are better gained. Jason Kokrak, Patton Kazire, Charlie Hoffman, Emilio Grillo, Maverick McNeely. Maverick McNeely is another name that he's a good young player that's going to have a good tournament and has the firepower to score. He's the type of guy that, you look out for, like you're going to get great odds for a guy like Maverick McNeely. So maybe you throw $5 on him. Right. Weighted proximity, 125 to 175 yards. KJ Choi, which is just hilarious. Hideki Matsuyama, Kyle Stanley, Emilio Grillo, and Ches Reavie. Strokes gained on par fives. Kind of interesting that you don't see DeChambeau's name on this, but I got Kokrak, Hoffman, Van Pelt, Willett, Simpson. And then par four scoring on 400.
It doesn't surprise me that he's not on there, though, because you ever see how he plays par fives? Like, he doesn't care if it's, like, not reachable in two. Like, he's going to try to reach it in two. Look at the the U.S. Open, like, the other week. He made, like, a 9 or something. No, he made a 7. Ended up in a Michelob Ultra box or something.
That's fair.
Or a Stella box because he pounds it way right. Still decides to hit 3-wood anyway, even though he's in the U.S. Open rough. Puts it into a bunker that's like a 40-yard bunker shot. Blasts it over the back. That's how, like, he does that all the time. Like, he believes in his head that every par five he can just rip, and it's just not. He doesn't actually play the hole. It gets him in the hole just as much as it helps him out.
Last one I have here is par four scoring for 400-yard to 450-yard par fours. Emilio Grillo is at the top of that list. He's on like every list this week, man.
Yeah, you definitely got to play Grillo this week.
We got Jason Kokrak, Gary Woodland, Harold Varner III, and Vincent Whaley. I like Woodland a lot. He was on that little short list that I had that I didn't have really anything written down about. He hasn't been playing bad golf right now, and this course fits a guy like him who can hit that low stinger. This course last year was so deadpan. Like, the rough doesn't exist. The ball just takes off. So a guy like Woodland who can run the ball, he
loves that driving iron. It's like a 1 iron or 2 iron that he just ripped.
Yep. It's also why I like Zalatoris this week. He hasn't played in this event before, but he hasn't played in any events before, and he's been in the hunt. Doesn't seem to really bother him.
When you're playing good golf, you're playing good golf, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. Obviously, the stats that translate. We were looking at strokes gained off tee, strokes gained approach, strokes gained putting. Those are what I think will be most important this week. Yeah, I said in the open I wanted to shout out the Korda sisters. You know, we don't talk a lot about the LPGA on the show, but I just think it's pretty impressive what they're doing right now. Nelly Korda just won the major this past week. 6 top 5s, 7 top 10s, and 3 wins and 11 starts. Jessica Korda, 4 top 10s, 3 top 5s, 1 win and 10 starts. That's impressive. That's just really cool that 2 girls that
both of them are in the top 5. I think there's like the Charles Schwab. That's a senior tour, but whatever their equivalent of the FedEx Cup is, they're
both in the top 5,
first and fifth.
Yep. I mean, that's just pretty cool. It's awesome. I'd like to see more coverage of the LPGA. I'd like to see more coverage of the PGA, to be perfectly honest. One of my biggest irritations is that you can't find a tournament from hole 1 to hole 72. I mean, the PGA does it, but you have to bounce around channels. I don't understand why that's not happening more often, and it should be. But you know, that's my soapbox for the day.
Yeah. Well, also, just going, I wanted to check up on the ladies' major. I had to work to find it. You know,
it was tough.
Just to find updates. Like I would on the PGA app, they have the PGA, they had the senior tour, they had the Latin America tour, but nothing about the major going on in the women's, which I think is really a shame. And they're all part of the same. If I'm not mistaken, PGA and LPGA are like partnered, like they're all part of the same organization. So I don't know why they do such a poor job. And I always tell people all the time is if you want to get better, for us, or the average golfer, you're gonna get better watching the ladies play than the men for the most part, because their yardages are gonna be so much more similar to what we play. They're hitting 7-iron 165, maybe 170. Not 210 yards. We can't relate to that. So they play courses the way we play it. They play it the length we play it.
Yep.
And if you want to actually, it's like watching, Major League Baseball versus college baseball. It's we talked about that all the time growing up, because these guys just never make mistakes on MLB, so you never learn anything, but you have to learn how to overcome adversity and stuff in college and college ball. So I don't know. I think it's just a better, not to say that ladies is college and men's is pro, but it's
I understand
a lot more
what you're saying now.
Yeah.
I having a daughter who's interested in golf, it frustrates me because I'd like to be able to, instead of, not that I don't want to watch the PGA, but I like her watching women play the sport. It's a whole lot easier for her to relate to that. Earlier in the year when Jessica Korda won that event and Lucy got all excited, and I've got the Twitter picture up of her wearing a crown saying she wants to win like her one day. She doesn't get that same feeling when she sees Harris English win a playoff.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not the same thing. So, to grow the game, you need to share it on both ends. And I think that they could be doing a better job of that.
100%. Yeah.
All right. So, Rocket Mortgage this week. You've got Matt Wolf. I've got my man Doc Redman.
Apparently Emilio Grillo.
I like Emilio Grillo a lot this week. Put your bets in, guys. Put bets in. Let us know how you do. Remember, our model, lots of small bets. Make lots of small bets, and then one pays off. You're trying to hit a winner. And we've been pretty successful with it so far. We should be back week in, week out. I've cleared my schedule on Mondays, so we should be able to do these on Mondays from now on instead of Tuesdays. Give you a couple more days to bet. Dives was awesome. Told me how to get our podcast up on Spotify and on and iTunes. So we'll be throwing that up, and I'll throw those links out on the Twitter site as well. I want to throw a shout out to Pull the Pin, the store. We need to run our promo quick for BetRivers, and then we'll be back to close up shop.
Hey, what's up, guys? MLB baseball is in full swing. The NBA and NHL playoffs are right around the corner, and the NFL season is mere moments away. While we here at the Painted Lines are devoted to bringing you top-notch content from all the major sports, we are excited to also now give you the opportunity to cash in on all that content and knowledge. If you follow the link below, you will have the opportunity to sign up with BetRivers, an online sportsbook, and get an instant new user deposit match of up to $250. That's free money that you can use and try to turn into more free money. Let's go. Don't sit there and waste all that money. Turn every basket into an otherwise meaningless Cavs-Timberwolves matchup on a random Wednesday in March. That makes it all the more exciting. For betting tips and advice, be sure to check out written content from our top prognosticator, Money Max, on our website at thepaintedlines.com, or check out the Tough Cover podcast right here on the Painted Lines YouTube channel. You've seen the commercials all over TV and radio, but now is the time. Sign up today with BetRivers using the link below and start cashing in on your love for sports. Using the link below will automatically inform BetRivers that TPL sent you, and you'll get that new user deposit match of up to $250. Don't miss out on this opportunity for some free money, baby.
All right. Tommy, thank you to pull the pin. The shop's doing great. Looking forward to working with you to renovate the bay a little bit. I think we're going to talk about that tomorrow, hopefully. I'm just going to shout out Birdie Wrap. I've been using it like crazy on my thumb because it's all torn up because I've been playing a lot of golf. Puppies and Golf, donate. Hit up Amanda Balionis, local hero here in Lancaster. Still rocking my Whoop. I'm paying for it now, though, unfortunately. Boo. If anybody wants to get one, they just need to hop on and use my name. Anything you want to shout out, Tommy?
No, just appreciate everybody who's been coming in. We had a really great weekend this last weekend with, the U.S. Open recently and 4th of July. So appreciate everybody who's been supporting the shop.
All right, rock on. You can follow me at Tybook3 on Twitter or at PTP2021 on Twitter. Instagram is Wild by Ty. You can follow Tommy on Instagram at PullThePinLank. And also thank you to the Painted Lines, as always, for hosting us on their YouTube channel. Looking forward to throwing some more content. I got some video of Tommy and Dan swinging clubs at Bent Creek. We don't need to show any of the video of mine. But
the ones on camera.
Yeah, actually, the ones we taped, except one, are all pretty decent. All right, Tommy, thanks. We'll see you soon.
Yep, see ya.
Thanks, everybody.